Hi, welcome back to our channel for Valley Rehab Physical Therapy. I'm Dwayne and this is Elisa, and today we're going to be talking about shoulder impingement. So shoulder impingement is when we can have a sharp pinching pain on the lateral part of the shoulder. It can also be on the front part of the shoulder. It's common that it hurts when we reach across the shoulder or at end range, and it's more of a pinch versus an ache or burning. We can differentiate it between rotator cuff syndrome because rotator cuff syndrome oftentimes comes with a mid-range pain through this arc of a range versus impingement is more at end range. So what causes shoulder impingement? Oftentimes it's when something, rotator cuff, joint capsule, structure of the shoulder, could be the bursa, gets pinched underneath the acromion process in the shoulder. So as the humeral head in the joint is placed there, as we move up, if our shoulder blade is rolled too far forward, that tilts the acromion process forward, and that creates smaller range. So as we go up, if this is tilted this way, we'll pinch earlier, versus if the shoulder blade is resting in its normal position and it moves freely, then that changes the joint angle and we can get full motion. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some simple exercises that will help with your shoulder impingement. So first, you're going to need a weight. I say start with 1 to 2 pounds. If you don't have weight, you can use a can of soup or a water bottle and a towel. So this is just a hand towel rolled up. So we're going to start here. This is going to be by her side here to make sure that she doesn't lift her elbow and it puts her shoulder in a nice position. Then she's going to hold the weight here. And what's important is as she controls this, her shoulder blade doesn't roll forward as she's bringing the weight up or down. Okay? So all she's going to do is you're going to lift the weight up as high as you can without a pinch, pause for a second, and then slowly control her way back down. Notice how the shoulder blade here stays nice and stable and it doesn't move around also. Perfect. Okay, the second exercise is a scapular squeeze. So we're going to start seated or standing, and you're going to pull your shoulder blades back together here, feeling the mid-back muscle squeeze. Something to look out for is making sure that our shoulder blades don't squeeze up towards our ears when we squeeze this way. And we're trying to also do this when we squeeze to not allow the elbows to pull back like this to get that squeeze. So we want to keep the arms relaxed and squeeze there, pause for a second, and then slowly come back forward. Trying to make sure you feel it in the middle of your back versus up in the neck here. Okay, so here's a view from the back. Notice how she squeezes back nicely. Her shoulders don't elevate. Her elbows don't pull back. Okay, you should feel the squeeze here in between the shoulder blades, not up top in the traps and not down in the lats. You want to hold for about 1 to 2 seconds. Start off with 8 to 10 repetitions. You want to feel a little bit of fatigue, but not overly fatigued and painful. So the third exercise we're going to do is a wall slide. So we're going to start on the wall here. We're going to put a little bit of pressure on the wall with the sides of our hands here. You don't have to press in really hard. You don't have to lean in on the wall. And then just make sure our thumbs are going to be pointing behind us. So what we're going to do is she's going to slowly lift her hands, sliding up the wall there. We're only going to go as high as we can without the pinch. So if we feel the pinch in the shoulder, we're going to stop there, and then we're going to slowly come back down. Some key things to think about here are hands, thumbs pointing back behind us. A lot of people will tend to roll and our hands will want to roll over. So really forcing those thumbs to point back. And then watching your shoulder blades here. It's really important as we're sliding up, the shoulders stay down and they don't shrug up here like this as we're going up, because that's going to reinforce that anterior tilt of the scapula and make that impinge a little bit in the shoulder joint. So when we do this, we're going to start with 10 to 15, nice and slow, and slowly increase the repetitions.
We hope you found those exercises helpful today, and hopefully it gives you something to get started with at home. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned to our channel next week for another video.
Bye.